What's up, everybody? Welcome to the special hour. We are all the way up to episode 34. As usual, I am joined by my co-host, DonovanDud.
Hi there, it's Donovan, and I have saved the podcast by not leading 2 times in a row. Do you guys care that much? I know you do.
Donovan, see, the reason why that doesn't work is because they don't know, like, the context of what was going... Never mind. And as usual, because we've actually had a string of special guests, like the past 5 episodes, I think this is like number 3 or 4 or something like that. We have Biff Weed. What's up, Biff?
Hello, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. No, I'm glad that you decided to come on the podcast. So for anyone that is unfamiliar with your channel or what you do, what is like a brief synopsis of what they can find over on the Biff Weed channel?
Lots of yapping, particularly in the form of ranking videos. Like, I mainly got my audience from talking about the web series Death Battle. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that at all.
I wasn't familiar with it before looking at your channel.
I vaguely have heard of it.
Yeah, so I yapped about that a lot, and it was never intended to be the sole focus of the channel, but it kind of just ended up being that for a couple of years. But in 2022, I want to say I managed to get like a couple other videos out on other things, and then 2023 onwards, I've been trying to like shift more into a variety channel, and I've been a lot happier with the stuff I've been putting out since then. I still love talking about Death Battle, but I like talking about my other interests as well, so...
Yeah, well, that's like one of the things I was already curious about going into this, is your channel doesn't really have a specific like piece of media that it focuses on. I mean, obviously the Death Battle, like what you were saying earlier on, but whenever you go to your most recent videos, you do follow like the ranking, like generally your videos are ranking videos, but like one video, it'll be a Super Mario Galaxy ranking. The next one, it might be something relating to like movies, or like a show or something like that. So I was curious about how you maintain like a relatively consistent view count despite such a drastic difference in like the subject matter.
The thing is, the view counts on these really are not that consistent, and it's all kind of just down to luck of the draw with the algorithm.
Well, I guess I just meant consistent in terms of like you don't have any severe flops, at least like whenever I'm looking at it.
I would say the severe flops are the ones that are like under 3k views, which is a good few of them, but less than I would have expected. But I think people have generally, a lot of people have said that they came to the channel for Death Battle and then just kind of stuck around because they liked my just listening to me talk, I guess, which like I've had people say they like hearing my voice before. One guy once told me he wanted me to read him a bedtime story, and I still don't know how to feel about that.
Wait, was that a random commenter or something?
No, this was a friend of a friend when we were playing Among Us.
Oh,
that's a great compliment.
Yeah, I didn't know where to go with it. I just said thanks and moved on.
On the topic of Among Us, remember that guy Corpse Husband? That was his whole identity.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I forgot about that.
I think he more so meant it in the sense of just being relaxing, and like I've had other people. I think I saw someone in the Sir Musty server refer to me as their sleep slop YouTube or something like that.
Sleep slop.
Yeah,
is that a genre?
I don't know.
We're putting
like,
slop
videos
and everything.
To try and get to sleep.
I've never heard of the sleep slop.
I don't know. That might not have been exactly how they phrased it, but I think they used the word slop and they indicated that they use my videos to get to sleep.
What are your thoughts on the word slop? Because we've talked about this before.
It's lost all fucking meaning, man. It's gone from like I genuinely agree with it being used to mean something that's low effort and corporate and whatever, but just using it to describe a thing I don't like is no.
Well, because the way we always use it is because like Mario Kart World is pure slop. Like the developers had no soul whenever they made it. The open world,
it's Breath of the Wild,
so it's all slop. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is another slop game. It's open world slop. I know. I have a very similar viewpoint to what you just said. It's like I feel like it's kind of become a buzzword for anytime you don't like something and you want it to really amplify what you're trying to say. You'll be like, this thing is slop, but then I don't know. It's like whenever someone says slop, it kind of devalues what went into creating whatever it was.
100%.
Slop is a very, very poignant word. I'll give them that. But please stop overusing it. It means nothing now. it's lost so much meaning.
But with that being said though, is there anything you would genuinely say is slop? Like, is there anything that has earned that title?
God, probably like anything AI generated.
Segue.
Yeah, which you'll be hearing more about AI related stuff later on. Funny that you say that, but yeah. Anyway, back to what you were originally saying. That's kind of what I was assuming would be a factor where, you know, whenever you're a variety channel and people do watch your videos, it's because they in some way, shape or form are attached to you as a personality, whether it be like how you were saying someone liked your voice or the cadence of like ideas that you bring about. I don't know. I just found that interesting because like I remember I've tried making videos that weren't in my niche before and then they just immediately fall flat on their face. So I just find it so fascinating whenever someone does, like, you know, even if your views aren't always the exact same, you still obviously got a few thousand people watching each one, which, you know, at the end of the day, that's a lot of people. So
yeah, I mean, I did a video on like various wacky travel stories back in December. And, like, I always knew that one wasn't going to do well. And, like, yeah, it was, like, one of the lesser performing videos of the year. I wasn't too broken up about that. But the people that watched that one really liked it. I think that was the one I got, like, the most, like, positive feedback relative to the view count, where people are like, I would love more videos like this. And, like, I'd love to make them if only I had enough stories to do that.
No, I remember the video that I first watched whenever I was going through your channel was your ranking of every Comet Medal in Super Mario Galaxy 2.
I love making that one.
Yeah, well, I like the way you were going about the analysis of it too, because like some of the factors you were bringing in for what made a Comet Medal better than another one were things I didn't even really think about subliminally whenever I was playing Galaxy 2 on any of my playthroughs. Like I remember you were talking about how like the context of its placement in the level was relevant to the ranking. Because I remember, not to spoil if anyone wanted to watch that video, but I remember in last place you had Supermassive Galaxy, and it was, I think your reason was because it was like right there in the open at the beginning, and there was no challenge to getting it. And I remember I was watching the video because I've never thought about like what makes, like whenever I'm playing Galaxy 2, I never am thinking about, okay, what's the best Comet Medal? So it made that video really interesting to watch because I was like, oh shit, wait, yeah, this is a bad Comet Medal. And then, you know, as it goes on, it's like, oh yeah, this is a good one.
There is one L that I took with that Supermassive section where I think I said something to the effect of, if you have not figured out long jumping by World 4, then that's a you problem. So because I was like so in the Mario Galaxy trenches as a kid, long jumping was something I just like picked up on after a while. I got told by a lot of commenters that Supermassive is actually the first time they actively teach you how to long jump and don't just leave you to figure it out for yourself. So like there is unintention behind it. I still think the execution of the Comet Medal is bad.
I disagree with that though, because like if that is where Nintendo's choosing to teach you the long jump, isn't that kind of late into the game?
They don't require it at any prior point in the game, so you could.
I know, but I'm saying they probably should have taught you the long jump sooner.
They just expect all Mario players to just know it by default.
Yeah, because that's like halfway through the game. That's a pretty long time to wait. So, but anyway, this is, I love how off of a tangent we're getting, and we have so many big things to talk about this episode. All right, so anyway, we're skipping all the pleasantries. What have you guys been up to the past week? Any fun like developments or just anything going on?
Well, just before this, I was at a karate tournament and I did get third place. Very fun. Might have kicked someone a little too hard.
Oh, like, are they okay?
No, they're okay. I just got
okay. I had to make sure. I had to make sure you weren't about to get like arrested, and I needed to find a new host.
Yeah, you need to find a new. Yeah, I actually just straight up murdered someone, and I'm actually on the run right now. That's where I'm filming the podcast. I'm actually in the back of a pickup truck, as we speak, fleeing the country.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. But
Donovan,
anyways,
as a kid, did you ever watch Kickin' It?
No. What is that?
Oh, damn it. Okay, so Kickin' It was a Disney show that basically was about like karate. So whenever you said you were at a karate tournament, it made me think of like Jack Brewer from Kickin' It because he was like the black belt. And I was like, Donovan, are you like a Jack Brewer?
Yeah,
level
no, I would have been completely silent, like cricket.
No, at some point you need to record some like a B-roll footage clip of you like doing karate and like breaking boards so I can put it at that could be the gameplay for a whole
that
episode.
was the gameplay. Like, my karate class.
Biff, what have you been up to the past week?
A lot of working on stuff for videos. Like I've got a marathon of a bunch of Tom and Jerry films that I'm going through, and that's we're starting to get to the point of those no longer being good, which sucks, but is what it is. I finished 2 scripts for videos that are both one of them is about half an hour long, and the other is currently the longest finished script I've ever done for a video.
Wow.
How many words is it?
20,000, which equates to like an hour and a half worth of stuff for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Whenever I did my Mario Kart modding documentary, I think the finished script was 13,000, and that video was an hour. So that sounds about right.
I generally go on the rule of thumb of like 225 words a minute. It's not exact, but it's like it usually gives me a rough idea of how long the video is going to be.
Wait, you type 250 words per minute?
No, that's how many. Like if I'm recording.
His TPM is
dude. I thought you were typing. I was like, what the fuck?
I can type fast, but not that fast.
I don't even think that's humanly possible. Wait, how fast do you type?
Team Tom?
Okay, yeah. Fuck my question, Donovan. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Generally depends on the short, depends on the film. In the most recent one I watched, A Giant Adventure, I'm on team neither of these two should have been in the fucking movie.
See, I've only seen like I think whenever I was a kid I saw specific like episodes of because was Tom and Jerry movies or I thought it was like episodes.
These are like direct-to-DVD films that were made in like the 2000s, 2010s.
Yeah, I think I just saw like specific shorts then, but I definitely have not seen every single one. So I probably have not gone to the era that you're actively in right now.
Yeah, and then outside of the content trenches, earlier today I went and saw the new Gore Verbinski film, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Is it good?
Really, really good.
I know Gore Verbinski. He made the Pirates trilogy. He's left directing. Yeah, and Rango. He's left directing for like 10 years or something, and now he's back. So I'm very interested. He's an interesting director.
I've seen 3 films from him. I've seen Black Pearl, I've seen Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and I've seen Rango, and all 3 of them are bangers.
The third Pirates movie is just my favorite movie of all time. So I'll have to see about his new movie.
Here we go with Donovan talking about Pirates 3.
You?
Anyway, shit. Okay. You asked that so aggressively.
You?
But okay. Which, by the way, You is a show I still have been having on my backlog of like shows I want to watch.
On Netflix.
It's a pretty like disturbing premise, but I've heard people say it's good. So, anyway, that's not what I've been doing this past week. I feel like this week's been relatively chill. I've just been doing a lot of video work, and I've had some of the best like lock-in sessions I've ever had. Like honestly, dude, I went to this coffee shop this past Saturday. I was studying for my audio production class. And it's been a long time since I've hit a flow state that was as just like monumentally feel good. You know what I mean? That was such a poor way of describing that.
Monumentally feel good. Put that on a shirt.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into the actual topics, special selects is a thing that we do, right, Donovan?
That is a thing that we do, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what have we all been playing over the past week, if anything?
All right. So I have kind of been slacking on games this year. I've got like a full backlog of stuff I want to get through. I've got like my Steam library. I've got a bunch of games on my Xbox. I've got like a couple things on like the Switch and 3DS, but because a lot of my time's been taken up with movies and like getting stuff done for videos, I haven't really put much time aside for games, aside from playing the odd Jackbox game with friends, and I've played a lot more Overwatch these last couple months.
Which we were playing Jackbox the other day, and I do believe I beat Donovan in Quiplash, so that does technically mean I'm officially funnier.
Didn't I win a Quiplash?
And I'm leaving the podcast. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, there's a new position open, and I'm leaving the country anyway. So
No. Biff won. I just wanted to make it known that I beat Donovan. Like, I just
That
need
is
that
fair.
I need that to be known. Donovan, what have you been playing over the past week?
I keep saying the same things over and over
Hades
again.
2?
So-
Hades 2?
I will be bringing up another new game on the not very well-known system called the iPhone. I've been playing Lego Builder's Journey,
Jesus.
which is such a wholesome little game where you're making these Lego pieces meet together, and you gotta figure out the puzzles by using the allotted Lego pieces to get your little guy over on the other side to the big guy. So peaceful and wholesome. Lego Builder's Journey.
That sounds awesome, Donovan. I'm really happy that you're.
you.
The fact that you sound so like whimsy and just like
So
joyful
cheerful.
to talk about it, it really makes me happy. and just in case if you thought I was gonna make fun of you, I won't. I might be.
I will.
won't say.
I will.
Wait, is that all? Is that all you've been playing?
No, I mean, since the last podcast, it hasn't been too long, and I've been locked in on other things.
Have you still been playing the Virtual Boy?
Unfortunately, I have not picked up the Virtual Boy since that day. My eyes have been strained, but I have learned, interestingly enough, that the Virtual Boy is actually good for your eyes. It's like a workout for your eyes. It's like tearing muscles or something. Like the analogy would be like I don't know, dumbbells, and you're tearing your muscles, which actually, makes them grow. Apparently,
Donovan, no fucking way you're saying
no. Apparently, that's what the Virtual Boy does. But no one heeded
No.
Gunpei Yokoi's word in the day.
Is the Virtual Boy good for your eyes?
That's what he said. That's what
okay. All right. So once again, speaking of AI,
Don't
this is
use
a
the
good
AI
segue to the rest of
overview.
it. Yeah, we have the AI overview.
Oh my
It says no, the Virtual Boy is famously bad.
It's Microsoft.
For your
It's
eyes.
Google lying to you.
I'm tempted to say that the Virtual Boy is good for you just to say it against the AI overview.
Trust me,
All right,
guys.
just despite AI, we will just say it was good.
Trust me, guys. I watched a Did You Know Gaming segment, and
No, wait. Did you know Gaming talked about this?
yes, Gunpei Yokoi said Nintendo hired a bunch of Harvard experts, and they said the Virtual Boy is actually more helpful for your eyes, as I gave the
What?
workout analogy. But since it's a brand new system and there was just a ton of warnings, everyone was just terrified of the Virtual Boy, even though Gunpei Yokoi said, hey, the PlayStation manual says it could ruin your eyes too. So does the N64,
Wait.
but no one listens.
So you're telling me that I could buy the Virtual Boy not to like enjoy the games, but just to strengthen my
just to
eyesight?
strengthen your eyesight. Exactly. Who
Because
needs carrots?
whenever you first said that, I was thinking that saying that the Virtual Boy was good for your eyes is like the equivalent of me saying that drinking energy drinks is good for your heart, just because it makes it beat faster. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you know what? I won't comment. Maybe he's right. I don't know. I'm not gonna. That sounds like cap, but like what?
It
maybe
might be
it's right.
cope. Who knows?
All right, so. Donovan, can I talk about what I've been playing? You never
No.
say you, so I don't know.
No, you can't. You can't.
Okay, so like actually I can't, like for real.
No, you can.
This is the worst
you
podcast
can't.
of all time. Okay, so I've been playing Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Did I talk about that
Yeah,
last
you did.
week? I forgot. Okay, well I've been playing that still. I'll wait to further comment on it until I finish the game. And I played a little bit of Shovel Knight, and that's the footage that you're seeing in this video. Shovel Knight, banger game. If you're into retro 2D platformers and you haven't played Shovel Knight, play Shovel Knight. It's been a long time since I've actually played the game, so I'm going to replay it like to actually get footage, not just for this podcast. And then whenever I do, then I'll talk more at length about it. But are you guys ready to talk about Pokemon?
I love Pokemon.
Yay. I remember when this was leaked like a day beforehand, and I audibly said no shot, and then I sent it to Mr. Dean in utter dismay.
Well,
the weather.
Donovan, there's a slight delay on Discord. Like, pipe down, bro. Like, oh, Jesus. Okay. So, no. The thing with this is that, I remember I just opened up Twitter. I think this was before Donovan, like, actually sent it to me. And I was just seeing people being like, dude, like, no way Nintendo charged $20 for Pokemon Leaf Green. And I was like, isn't that a game? Like, isn't that a GBA game? Why isn't that on NSO? And then I just kept scrolling and I was like, they actually just really, and I kept seeing people that were like, dude, it's my money. I could buy, and I'm like, that's right. It is your money. You can buy the game. But like, I feel like people are also allowed to make fun of you if you post about it too. Like am I allowed to have that take? You know what I mean? I feel like you're allowed to buy it, but you're also, if you're going to post about it and be like, you know, annoying about it, people are allowed to.
Yeah, if you're going to be annoying about it, then I have the right to also be annoying to you.
It's like the Sir Musty philosophy. Kind of.
Yo, I know that guy.
It's just really funny that like somehow both extremes of the argument are being really annoying about it at the same time. Because on the one hand, like the extreme on the side of like, you know, obviously the game shouldn't just like be $20 on the eShop, which I agree with. But they'll say like,
here's the virtual console, guys. You guys wanted that?
No, but like that side, what they're saying, or at least the extremes of it specifically, they're saying like, oh, like if you buy this game, it's like immoral. You're just like feeding Nintendo. And I'm like, all right, let's chill. Like, okay, let's calm down.
Here's why I think it's not on NSO. I read this. Pokemon Home support, actually pretty cool. And the rewind feature would probably break, you know, it would cause cheating.
That's true. Wouldn't that be just like a factor with turn-based RPGs in general?
Well, with Pokemon, I mean, the whole there's a whole economy of just trading, you know, special Pokemon, especially with, you know, Pokemon Home being at play. I believe they just want to prevent people from, you know, constantly rewinding and getting a specific Pokemon rather than just, I don't know, playing the game. That's what I read.
Do these games have online functionality?
Yeah, where is online functionality?
No, I mean, like, if they don't have online functionality and if you can't transfer them to Pokemon Home, I don't really see the problem, I guess. Like, if people want to cheat, I mean, it's a single-player experience. They're not making anyone else's time worse. Let them do what they want.
I agree with Biff, but even let's just say, like I concede to that point that you're referencing, and it's like, okay, it's better to be on the eShop than on NSO. Why $20? That's the follow up.
Yeah, that was insane.
because once again, people, if you want to buy the game, that's fine. If you want to buy the game and you're not gonna like post about it and be annoying, I'm not making fun of you. Like, everyone's entitled to spend their money however they want. If you want Pokemon Leaf Green on the Switch, more power to you. But my point is that saying that Nintendo should charge $20 for a Game Boy Advance game in 2026 is kind of absurd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My opinion is that, well, my stance on emulation is if the game's not available, I will pirate it. Don't look at my Dolphin library. This is readily available, so that's nice. That's a step in the right direction. But $20, it's not for me. If it is for you, yeah, good. Good for you.
No. I'm accepting the fact that, like, okay, it's fine for them to release it separately on the eShop. Like, fine, whatever. Like, even though I still kind of agree with what Biff said about, like, it's a single player game. If someone wants to abuse the rewind feature, that's their own prerogative. But, like, all right, I'll concede the point that they can put it on the eShop. I'm stuck on the price. Like, if they just charge, like, say $5, like a little $5, you know, GBA retro game, then it's different. Then we're more in the territory of like what they charge for Virtual Boy back on the Wii U and that whole generation of consoles. Yeah, $20 is just that's a lot of money for a game that's that old. Yeah, that's as much as Hollow Knight
Silk Song, so, a good lunch, or
the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC.
Or the Bonanza DLC.
With that, once again, though, with that being said, I want to really re-emphasize that the other end, like the other extreme side of the argument, is equally annoying in my opinion. I don't want anyone to feel bad about buying a game that they want.
Absolutely.
That's something that happens it happened with Mario Kart World. It happened with the Switch too. It happens all the time. So whenever I see people being like, no, you have an obligation to not purchase the game because if you do, you're telling Nintendo it's okay to do this. It's true. I mean, you know, people vote with their wallets, but that doesn't mean you should shame people for, you know, if someone just really wants Pokemon Leaf Green on the Switch and they worked for their money, who are you to tell them what to do with their money? So it's a nuanced discussion at the end of the day.
I'm more worried on what I'm using my money for, not really what other people are using their money for. Because like I bought a Virtual Boy, guys. I can't be talking.
Yeah. Donovan's unfortunately not in the place to be criticized.
Yeah, but if I look at any of your houses and if I can point out some dumbass purchase you bought, that doesn't make you any better.
But that's like the gist of like how I see this. I think it's interesting though to not put a game on NSO solely because of something that the rewind feature might affect, because like would that be the only game that the rewind feature could break in a way? There's just no way that there's no other game. I guess in this case it's different because the rewind feature would be used as a method of tearing down an RNG mechanic. But I'm thinking like, you know, if you're playing a retro platformer, for example, isn't using rewind once again, I'm not an anti-rewind person. I think rewind's great for people who want to use it. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like you shouldn't lock a game off of a service because the rewind feature, something that's completely optional for the user to, you know, utilize, especially once again, a single player game. If you're playing, what's a retro plot? Like fucking Castlevania. Castlevania's not on NSO, is it? But okay, let's just imagine Castlevania was on NSO. You're playing Castlevania and you get killed by an enemy or you miss a jump. If you want to rewind, that's fine, but isn't that also kind of breaking the intended difficulty of the game in a similar way?
I was more under the impression, not in terms of breaking the gameplay experience, but breaking, since it has Pokemon Home support, sort of breaking that thing where you're trading Pokemon and transferring Pokemon to other Pokemon games.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was missing the Pokemon Home aspect.
Oh, I did not have that either. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Why? I would have liked this to be on Nintendo Classics. I could see why, but it would have been a lot better.
But like if we're really getting technical, couldn't they have found some way to put it on Nintendo Classics and then just not have rewind for that specific game? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of an alternative.
Yeah, but whoever runs Nintendo Switch Online probably didn't pass grade school, so unfortunately we can't do that.
Okay. But once again, it's like $20. Like I just can't. Yeah. Like this is like the second game in the span of 2 weeks that releases where I'm just looking at the price and I'm like, because first we had Mario Tennis Fever, which the more and more I'm seeing of reviews, I'm just not seeing the $70 price tag. Then we have this, because at least Mario Tennis Fever is a new game. You know what I mean? Like at least it's not 20 years old. Or I don't know when Pokemon LeafGreen. I'm assuming it's around 20 years or 25.
Game Boy Advance games on the Virtual Console were $8. So where is this extra $12 coming from?
Well, yeah, but once again, no, this isn't even just with retro games though. Whenever Nintendo ported Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, it had already been put on Nintendo Selects. So you could buy the game for the Wii U for a third of the price they've released it for on the Switch.
Switch tax plus Funky Kong.
Yeah, so it's like Nintendo is not a stranger to doing this, where they upcharge an old game from another console. I just still don't like the fact that they do it, but you know, I mean, I feel like I keep like running myself in circles, just saying the same thing over and over. But was there any other like aspect of this story that we're missing?
I think just for me, just to give my 2 cents, in the context of it being a Nintendo game who has like a history of anti-consumer practices, like, if this was some indie company porting their game to another console and they were still charging the $20, it's just like, this is like income that's going to help them keep the lights on, and sure, I totally get that. But
we're talking about like a $50 billion company or however much they're worth.
And like, I don't think like people like to use the multi-billion-dollar company label as a means to like criticize literally anything they do and say, I can't believe the multi-billion-dollar company can't do this or that or whatever. And I just think more so in the sense that because this multi-billion-dollar company has a history of squeezing the consumer for every cent that they're willing to part ways with, that just kind of makes any, like, because honestly, I don't think the $20 is too bad for Pokemon. Like, it's definitely higher than I think it should be, but it's like, I was expecting 40, so frankly, this is like more reasonable than I expected, but it's a little thing that adds up with everything else that they've done.
Yeah, it's just also one of those things where I feel so just like unfazed by this, because Nintendo does this kind of thing all the time. This is not the first time they've overpriced a game, but like brought a game from an older platform to a new one and upcharged it. Like this is their MO.
How much did Mario All-Stars on the Wii cost?
That's a good question.
Was that 30 or 20?
Super Mario All-Stars.
We're very professional here. Let's reiterate that.
Okay, well, now it's... Okay, wait. Okay, I found a Reddit thread from 9 years ago, but that's not when the game came out.
MSRP.
Oh, okay. We... I accidentally muted my mic on Discord. Guys, this is the greatest podcast. Okay, guys, are we using the AI overview or are we spiting?
Fine.
Because we could just get our answer right now. The AI overview says it had an original MSRP of $29.99.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's
but that's a compilation. That is an SNES
without
game.
Any change.
Yeah, they didn't even change the controller in the menu. Anyway, yeah, I feel like this is one of those things where there's not much else for us to really add on to it. The one thing I will say is, doing that, if they bring the other old gen Pokemon games onto the Switch, they're going to do the same thing, like where they put on the eShop.
Unfortunately, since that Pokemon Home thing is now a factor, I think so.
I can't wait to buy the original Pokemon Red and Blue for $30.
I can't wait to be on my deathbed waiting for Smash Melee to come to Nintendo Classics, and instead it's a tweet about Classic Red and Green being added for $30.
No, literally. well, and in other news, Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red are on Nintendo Music. It's been a while since we talked about Nintendo Music on the show, but yeah, there you go.
I keep forgetting that's a thing.
Okay, so before going into the other main segment, we had a headline about, I think, wasn't this another Shadowdrop where we got a definitive edition of Xenoblade? Yeah, Nintendo just randomly used Nintendo Minute to Shadowdrop that they're doing a definitive edition of Xenoblade, or no, a Switch 2 edition, right?
Yes.
Of Xenoblade Chronicles X. So, Donovan, I know you know more about this than me and Biff, so I'll let you just kind of quickly yap about it.
I learned about this from an image from our friend Blu-ray in the Special Hour Discord server, link in the description. I thought it was
join
fake.
the server.
I thought it was fake at first, and then I saw the trailer on YouTube, and I'm like, what? Why Shadowdrop? And for such a pretty good video game, highly acclaimed game, what is going on? What's with the strategy here?
It's Nintendo.
I love the name Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition.
Wait, is that actually what the official game is called?
There are 2 editions in its title now.
Wait, you're joking. You're joking. Wait.
No. It's that's the title.
No, you're not joking. I did somehow, like, my mind read right over that whenever I saw the announcement. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Holy shit. This is worse than, like, Kingdom Hearts titles.
This is dystopian. But hey, it's another $5 upgrade pack similar to Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, which, I mean, it only brings, I think, a resolution bump and performance, which is nice because I've heard so many Xenoblade fans really wanting this, and they've been especially wanting it for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But for X to get it, Definitive Edition of X to get it, which was kind of overshadowed by the Switch 2's release. This is a nice way to hold over Xenoblade fans. I think it looks pretty damn good. I hear nothing but praise about the game. The reason why I do not have it is because I don't think the story, it's super, super loosely connected to the main trilogy, so I've never really had too much of an interest in it. But if I ever beat Hades 2 and FF7 Rebirth, and if I finish all these games on my bucket list, and maybe Kirby's Epic Yarn, then maybe
which you should.
I'll pick this one up, because this is a very high quality open world RPG. It's not open world slop, but it's one of the best Wii U games, and now it's one of the best Nintendo Switch 2 looking games. Yeah. net positive.
I saw the top comment on the announcement trailer, or not the top, but one of the top comments says the definitive edition of the definitive edition.
Yeah, it's so dystopian. There it's basically a double definitive edition.
That's so great. But wait, Donovan, no, but like some 10-year-old on YouTube told me that all open world games suck. So like that's why I'm confused. Like, why should I care about it? Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess fuck me then. Clearly that kid has a lot more credibility to his nuanced views on open world games. I guess, again, right. I'm leaving the country, so you don't have to hear me talk about open world slop anymore. You're welcome, guys.
What is this whole bit about you leaving the country? You've done it 5 times in this one episode. And I'm like, what?
I can't explain any details, but I will be leaving. Okay. Biff is the new co-host.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just apologizes. Okay, so finally, this is gonna be fun. Everyone knows that the special hour, our favorite gaming company is Xbox. We've talked about this at length before. We're big Microsoft fans. Love them. We totally didn't do a whole episode shitting all over them before already. But Phil Spencer stepped down and is replaced by
Asha Sharma.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut you saying that over my sentence, so that way it sounds.
Yeah. Ooh. Named. I'm looking at the official Microsoft blog. Named EVP and CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Phil Spencer. You had a good run. I can't wait for your inevitable book. Just like Reggie and just like all these CEOs do. I will be there. Not this new person. Now, we're not going to be shitting on her because she's a woman.
I don't think that was ever assumed.
No, there's some terrible people on the internet already. Just like the new Nintendo CEO.
No, yeah, whenever the new Nintendo CEO stepped in, this is like whenever Tomodachi Life Living the Dreams Direct happened. And with that Direct, which we talked about this a few episodes back by the time this releases. Yeah, they had announced that they had expanded the possibilities for having same-sex relationships, gender identities, and all that stuff.
Love to see it.
And anyway, everyone went on Twitter and was like, ever since Nintendo hired a woke woman to become the CEO, and she's like, and I'm like, you guys just have one, cry me a river, but two, it's you don't understand at all how business works. Just in the first, let alone game development. That's just impossible for her to have that big of an impact before, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, instead of looking at her gender and, I don't know, her quote-unquote agenda or something, we're going to be looking at her actual experience, because a lot of people have been stalking her LinkedIn, and this raised a lot of eyebrows. Well, firstly, she hasn't worked at any gaming company at all, but, doesn't mean she's not a gamer. She says she is a gamer. She loves Halo. She loves GoldenEye, apparently. So, okay, sure. But she's worked at Microsoft ever since 2024, so she's a very recent hire, apparently. What's concerning is on her LinkedIn, she says she led the product portfolio for AI models, apps, agents, responsible AI, and developer tools for customers worldwide. Now, we all know Microsoft has an amazing track record with AI, and this is just great news.
Microsoft totally didn't lay off thousands of employees in the pursuit of AI. They would never do that.
So, according to her, I'm assuming I'm a dude in his bedroom talking in a microphone. What do I know? But judging by the LinkedIn and what she says, she's been very high up in the food chain of leading their sort of AI initiatives at Microsoft, which probably means Copilot. Everyone loves Copilot and Windows 11, so this can only mean great things for her direction at Xbox. What do you guys think?
If I never have to hear about Copilot again, it'll be too soon.
I don't really know what to say, because it's I already was not a fan of the direction Xbox was going in the first place. especially with like Microsoft, as we just mentioned, their whole like philosophy around AI. So to have a new director for the Xbox division that is so connected with AI development is definitely concerning. I can't say I'm excited about that. What I am excited about is Matt Booty. He's going to be vice president. Shout out. Yeah, but back whenever I was like 13, every E3, whenever Matt Booty's name would get said, I remember I would text all my friends in a Snapchat group chat and be like, guys, isn't he? He has the funny name.
It's Matt Booty.
This is one of those things where this is going to circle back to the whole AI conversation on a podcast, which I feel like it's been a while since we've really touched on it. But like, I mean, my views on AI haven't really changed. If anything, I feel like the more and more time goes on, the more and more I hate AI. That I feel like that's with a lot of people, you know what I mean? Because if you would have asked me last like July, around the time whenever we started the podcast and we first kind of talked about AI, I was very much on the side of like, I don't like generative AI, but if you want to use like AI to like improve your workflow or things like that, I think it's fine. That was also before I learned about like the environmental concerns of AI. There are more things popping up about the ethical concerns of the way it's trained and stuff like that. All of that to say, nowadays, I'm just like kind of grossed out by AI pretty much just like in general, especially the way people, I mean, this conversation could easily tiptoe out of gaming and just into AI as a whole. But the way people just substitute the wild concept of thinking for just like going like, is that true, Gronk? Or Grok?
I hate people. If someone uses Grok, run away.
My coworkers are getting more and more dependent on Copilot by the day, and like I think when it's getting to the point of replacing basic reading and writing comprehension, it get hell.
Okay, because I think also, yeah, back whenever we talked about this before, it's not that wasn't a concern yet, but it wasn't really on the top of my mind. I wasn't fully seeing like the ramifications of what AI as a whole was going to have on society and on individual people. And nowadays, I think we're just seeing more and more of the drawback, but the deterioration of just like, I don't want to say critical thinking, but just the ability to perceive information on your own accords and to have actual media literacy. Those are slowly, moving away and away as the onslaught of just immediately going to ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or whatever and just asking it whatever your question is whenever like, hey, Google's right there. That's what we did for years.
Here's a quote from her. If you believe her, as monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Well, you're already halfway there. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us.
So was that a recent statement?
Yeah, that's in her welcoming message.
The company at large is already so contradictory of what she just said, being like, oh, we're not going to chase short-term, gains at the expense of, longevity whenever they're once again previously laid off employees for AI, but then also whenever she was directly involved with once again presumably Copilot, it doesn't really line up one-to-one with that statement. I'm hoping that she goes in with that attitude with this position. That would be awesome if she had a change of heart, or if she just decided to have AI, like her role with Copilot, be separate from her role with Xbox. I mean, that would be lovely. That's definitely wishful thinking, but
I made a recent video basically about this. I take a little bit of a controversial stance. I don't think all AI is bad, but there's so many terrible examples. And I brought up, for one, Copilot. There's a Copilot beta for Xbox right now, where they're like, oh, you could get tips from AI in your video games. And it's so bare bones and basic and not helpful at all. Why are we devoting resources to useless garbage like that? And then Sony patented AI characters from Sony IP can make a podcast of themselves. Ooh, why the fuck do I want that? How is that helpful? Why is that using resources?
I don't disagree with you saying that AI innately is, you were saying AI is innately not bad. I agree. I still hold the position that AI can't be used for any good whatsoever. I don't think it's that black and white. I just think that the moment it becomes a substitution instead of like an alleviation, that's whenever, in my opinion, you've entered into AI as bad.
Yeah.
Like the second you start firing employees or you start letting AI be the one creating the art, that's whenever it's, crossed that line.
I brought up an example. Shift Up, the developers of Stellar Blade, they say they use AI to make themselves. They're a smaller studio, and they say they make AI help them punch up over their weight. So for indie developers, I can maybe see that, but it's at the same time, it's replacing workers, and I've seen Shift Up give the most generous bonuses of all time. They gave all their employees PS5 Pros and Switch 2s and AirPod Maxes. So if you're able to allocate that many bonuses to your employees, I think you could go and hire a few more employees to do some work AI does. And I guess maybe the bonuses are to raise company morale. So sure, but you better be making the greatest fucking video game of all time if you're going to be doing that.
I think AI does have, there can be applications in the sense that I've heard it can be used in the medical industry and help identify cancers before they could reasonably be done by people. And if that's the kind of thing that they can be used for, fantastic. If it's life-saving,
that's good AI.
That would be good. But when it's used as a means to replace artists or to replace your own reading and writing comprehension, which you already had, I think that's when it gets to slop again. to go back.
We full circled back to the word
back
slop.
to slop. There was another patent by Sony, that had an AI ghost player where if the level was too hard for you, you can activate the AI ghost and it will complete the level for you. So what is the point of playing the video game?
I want games made by AI where the AI plays it for me, and so I'm not really playing a video game. I've just given a company 75 United States dollars to play itself. I'm really glad.
At that point, you're just watching a let's play.
Yeah.
But you're not even hearing them talk. You're just watching a long play.
I brought up an example which already exists in the PS5. It's called Game Help. It is basically videos made by gamers for gamers. PlayStation already has a great alternative. Why are you investing money in this? Why? So in my opinion, I think this is the hard truth. Unfortunately, you can't stop technology. It's no longer about if AI will be used or not. It's getting to that point nowadays as we go on and on. It's more about how should you use AI in a more ethical way. You can't delete AI. Unfortunately, people are going to be adopting it more and more.
It's one of those things where it's the Pandora's box has been opened. We've already hit that point of no return. It's for example, whenever the car was invented, we're not just going to be able to be all right, we're going to go back to no cars.
Yeah, we're going back
whenever
to
the
horses.
internet was invented, we're going no technology ever again. I think AI is one of those things where we've opened up that Pandora's box, and the question has shifted from should we to how will we? That was very philosophical to put it so succinctly. Once again, we've definitely talked about this before on the podcast. It's just one of those things where seeing AI become so integral to a corporation is very dystopian and disheartening.
So prayers for Xbox. Xbox is already dead. Now they're probably even more dead.
Yeah, well, they're doing. I really do like their ability to do a really good speed run of becoming the most dislikable or unlikable gaming company.
At least with Sega, they had dignity when dying.
Yeah, they held their head up high. And they were like, all right, we're going to go third party. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was episode 34 of the special hour. This was like, I feel like one of the most unconventionally like structured episodes we've ever had, but I enjoyed it. That was fun. So Biff, if the people listening enjoyed your voice, like that one guy supposedly wanted you to read him a bedtime story, if anyone else enjoyed your voice or the things you had to say, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me on my YouTube channel, linked in the description. If you want to see my bad film takes, I have a letterbox, and I'm also sometimes around on Blue Sky, but that's really just because I wanted a place to put my media thread, and I cannot be bothered dealing with all the bots that were on the other side.
Yeah, don't you love going on Twitter and you click on any tweet and every single reply is just something unrelated?
Some dude with a check mark.
I love it.
I hate
Pokemon
LeafGreen
or Twitter Blue.
Oh, that's is that your variation of the gay son or thought daughter thing? Yeah. Donovan, where can the people find you on the internet?
Find me, DonovanDud, reviewing some video games on my YouTube. I'm also on Discord and my server, the Nintendo Boys. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. You.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. So my name is MrDean. You can find me on YouTube, MrDean44. I do Nintendo videos, stuff like reviews, rankings, all that kind of stuff. I'm on both Twitter and Blue Sky, but maybe I should just migrate over to Blue Sky after hearing Biff Weed's reminder of how bad Twitter is. And then I also do have a Discord server. So yeah, bye.
Bye. I'm a skate of the country.